Our first topic that we have today, the DMCA strikes have been going wild again on Twitch, having a lot of creators, a lot of streamers that have been having their videos automatically deleted. Twitch is just sending them emails saying like, "Hey, we found some stuff on your account. We went on ahead and deleted it. So just make sure next time you don't have that problem." And we've had some streamers coming out like Maximilian saying that he even had to delete over 400,000 like VODs from his channel. It really seems like streamers are really gonna have to be very, very cautious of the things that they do while they're streaming. So we'll start with Devin. Devin, what's your take on this? How are you feeling about the DMCA terror that's been going on Twitch?
Man, when it comes to streaming, I feel like it's already such a hard hill to climb. Just for most people in general, probably like at least 90% of the population of Twitch people that's on there trying to make it as a streamer. There's already a lot of hills to climb. And it seems like this, of course, it's it's one of those things where oh, you don't own this music. I guess I can understand that, but I do feel like YouTube does it a little cleaner. I was reading some of the comments and stuff under that tweet, and it was saying that some people, if you deleted them, there's still a possibility that you could still get a strike for something. It's like, well, what's the end goal? What do you want me to do? If I've deleted a video that has copyrighted material, and that's what you told me to do, but I still get a strike for it, what's the point? And Max having to delete that many VODs, that's insane. I feel like they should have just implemented a system that made it a little more convenient for the creators. Don't have me go in here and look at every single. I don't know. What if it was a video from years ago? With Max, you're gonna make me have to go back in here and go through all this archive of videos and stuff. That's ridiculous. Just have a system where it's oh, I can tell this video has a copyrighted song, just delete it, let that be the end of it. But the fact that it's some people are deleting stuff and there's still issues, and the fact that if it was something, I feel like there should be a time frame. They should have okay, if it was anything in the past year maybe. But if it's every video, what if you had a video you streamed from 5 years ago? You tell me I gotta go and find that video and delete it. I feel like that's a little unnecessary. But again, I feel like sometimes when it comes to Twitch, they're not really for making things convenient for people, and that's just how it is. You got to claw your way through it. But it's kind of crazy. I mean, when I stream, I don't really use music. I've been thinking about using music, but now that I see what's going on, I'm gonna kind of make sure if I do use music, it's something that I know has nobody owns it, or something that I bought the rights for, because I'm not taking the risk of I'm already a small streamer, then I'm going to run the risk of getting a strike because of some music. No.
Yeah, so Devin, I definitely do agree with you, man. It seems like Twitch is definitely not for making things more convenient or easy for people. I mean, definitely it's if you're going back years and years and years, all the VODs and clips, especially clips, man, all the clips that you could possibly have out there, I mean, there's people make hundreds of clips per week, and some of those are probably, I mean, if you've been using music, they're going to have that music in there. So then you got to go back, you got to scrub the whole thing. It's people's whole, almost whole history on Twitch is being erased because of this. And I feel like if they were going to do this, to enforce the DMCA stuff, they should have been doing it a long time ago. So it's, now we have this huge backlog of stuff of with people from with copyrighted music. Now you got to get rid of it. I mean, if it had just been started maybe 5 years ago or something like that, there'd be, I mean, we would have already been through these growing pains. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be worrying about it now, because now there's been an even longer length of time. So it's, man, that's so many videos, so many clips, so many memories are going to be just thrown to the wayside because of this. And it's not I don't understand why they do it. Yeah, I mean, it's you don't want to be held liable for copyright infringement as a platform. I understand that, but I just think it seems like you're implementing it now is such a knee-jerk it's such a knee-jerk reaction, and because it's such a knee-jerk reaction, it just for us as streamers, it seems like you're just coming out of nowhere with like the whole thing. All right, now you got to start curating your stuff a little bit more. Get to work. If it's anything like anything at any time could lead to you getting just like banned, which is absolutely insane. Because I mean, you're just kind of like doing your thing. I mean, you're just streaming, and now all of a sudden you're done because of a clip. Like, let's say, because a lot of people stopped using copyrighted music right around the time that they said, okay, no more copyrighted music. That's it. That's over. You can't do that anymore. So, you know, people are using music from like T-Pain or Cherney Beats or something like that. But now it's like, oh, by the way, all that old stuff that you did, yeah, you can get in trouble for that too. So, I mean, I think it's a little messed up to, I think they need to have a cutoff date. I think you should have a cutoff date for that. Like maybe, anything made before the official announcement of them actually enforcing the DMCA. I think that should be the cutoff date, because otherwise, now you got people screaming. I mean, but at this point, the damage is done. Like, all the videos and clips have already been deleted. So at this point, it doesn't even, I mean, it's almost like it doesn't even matter. Like, too much damage has been done. How do you even salvage a situation like this? I'm not even sure, but I got to tell you, it's, I mean, for me, I kind of stopped using copyrighted music a little while ago. I didn't use music that often on stream after that, unless it was non-copyrighted music. And now it's just like, dude, I don't know what to say, because this is it's pretty much a dumpster fire at this point.
So yeah, I'd say that Twitch is pretty much at the point now where YouTube was years ago, where YouTube was getting hit with all the strikes and people were getting their videos flagged or even deleted. And Twitch has pretty much caught up to that point in terms of popularity that YouTube got at years ago. I think it's crazy that instead of being able for the content creators to fight against the flags, that they're just outright deleting the videos. That's crazy. You don't even get a fighting chance. Your content is just gone. But it's crazy how things are going on with this, especially now you have issues where, what if the game itself has copyrighted music? I know, like the Avengers game that just came out, it has copyrighted music in it. Then, like, what happens then? Does your video automatically get deleted, even though you're playing a game that has already licensed the music within the game itself? So it just becomes, it's an entire mess. And pretty much, just like I mentioned with YouTube earlier, how when these companies get big enough, like with user created content, once companies see that all these users are starting to make big bucks off this, it's like, we need to go after them for this. Because with YouTubers, like years ago, when they started making a lot of money off their YouTube vids, that's when like DMCA and all these other companies started coming after their videos. And Twitch is pretty much at the same point now, where you see like these high profile streamers that are making all this money, and you have places like DMCA, how they're looking at it like, okay, we need to do something about this. So it's unfortunate how that's just how the user created content space works. It's pretty much the Wild West. Whereas like with TV, everything goes through an approval process. With Twitch or just user created content streaming, all that stuff, you're on your own. So you have to know how all that works, like the legalities of it and everything. And I guess these companies are coming down hard on Twitch, and Twitch is just acting accordingly. I don't know necessarily what the solution to it is, but it definitely is a problem that streamers are going to have to keep in mind from now on.
So in regards to what Devin just said about like the video, the music in the game. So this actually happened to me a little while ago, and I don't expect it to get any better, but I was playing Final Fantasy 15 and I made it to the end of the game. And as some of you may or may not know, at the end of the game, like at the beginning of the game, they play "Stand By Me" during the credits. And later on, when I went back to watch the VOD, they told me that my VOD had been silenced because copyrighted music was in my VOD. And I was like, I didn't play any music for Spotify or anything like that. What were they talking about? And then I went back to the VOD and I'm like, it's because of the credits. They silenced my video because "Stand By Me" was playing in the credits. I don't even have any control over that music. I didn't even, like, they're playing the music in the game. Talk to Square Enix. That has nothing to do with me. So it's really weird. I don't think that's going to get any better. I would hope that they get a little less strict with that, because I mean, you're playing the game. You don't have any. God forbid you're playing a game like Watch Dogs, which has plenty of copyrighted music in it, or like Grand Theft Auto or something like that. All these copyrighted tracks that are in the game, which are there basically for your listening pleasure while you're playing the game. You can't even, I mean, once you've listened to it that one time, that's great. But anybody who listens to it, tries to listen to it in the VOD, forget about it. And like, I mean, can you imagine if they could use that as a way to, like, ban you from the website just because you were listening to the music in the game? Like, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. But I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, what can you do except except like speak out against it, I guess? Because I mean, I'm at a loss as to what my options are, like, at this point. I would just like to know exactly what my options are, other than just like being like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to silently play Grand Theft Auto and just beatbox the whole time. I don't know. Like, maybe we're gonna have. I don't know what we're supposed to be doing here. I just don't get it. You don't understand. This is very distressing. So because like, this is music baked in. This is baked in music that I'm not allowed to listen to on stream anymore because a DMCA takedown, man. So I don't know. It's just like I said, it's a dumpster fire.